Welcome to Palm Harbor Local, where we bring you inspiring stories from the heart of our community. I'm your host, Donnie Hathaway, and today we're joined by Nick Nicholas, who's the owner and founder of Naturally Driven Fitness. Now, our show is all about celebrating those who've put in the sweat, overcome the hurdles, and still find time to give back to the community. If you want to be inspired by how they got started, what keeps them going, and what they're doing to make Palm Harbor even more awesome, you're in the right place. We'll also talk about his nutrition tips to maintain a healthy lifestyle and what he loves about his career and the impact that he's making. Now, be sure to follow us on Instagram at Palm Harbor Local for behind the scenes content and join our weekly newsletter at palmharborlocal.com. Let's go meet Nick. Nick, welcome to the podcast.
All right, thanks so much for having me.
Round two. So like we were just joking about, we recorded a couple weeks ago?
I think 3
weeks ago now? Okay. And my batteries died. So I've since upgraded, plugged everything in. We're good to go.
Greatly appreciate it.
Yeah. This will be the last one. But you can always come back, right? We can always do more. But
yes, sir.
So Naturally Driven Fitness, that's the name of your company. What do you guys do there?
So what we do is basically put all the things together that someone needs to lose weight. So we're putting your meal plan together. We're putting your workouts together, accountability, habits, recipes, everything that someone needs to do to get in shape, whether you're building muscle, losing weight, we're putting it all together, even supplements. We've got meal prep providers. So I wanted to solve all the problems that an individual has to go through when they're first starting out, lifting weights, and make it easier process, because I realized personal training is great, but when I was at gyms back in the day 10 years ago, all we really did was the workout. But I realized there's so many other problems that the person has to go through to really get the success that they're looking through. So we wanted to make it easier, solve all their problems for them. Quick, easy plan, show up, do the work, wash and repeat, and get the result that you desire.
Mm-hmm. How long have you been into fitness yourself, and then how long have you been training?
Okay, I've been lifting for coming up on 23 years. So I started when going into high school at 14 for football workouts. Got into it, started seeing difference in my body. I wanted to get better for the sport. That was the first kind of objective: bigger, stronger, faster. Everyone's kind of heard that. Then as far as training, been training now for almost 9 years.
Okay.
We've been at our one location in Palm Harbor off US 19 near Klosterman there for 6.5 years now.
Okay. And how long have you had Naturally Driven Fitness? Has that been 9 years, or you started elsewhere?
Started that, that's going to be about 8.5 years.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I was an independent contractor at a gym doing that whole deal, but deep down I always wanted to run my own show, do my own thing, my own marketing. And it took about 2 years to build up the clientele. Okay, this is working. Let's go ahead and go do it. So
is that typically how trainers get started? Is working out of a gym?
Yes, yeah, definitely. I think it's important for, if you're getting into the industry, to go see what it's like. You meet a lot of different people, learn the systems, learn what it's like being in the gym and the things you have to do. Basically, I did it to get paid to get education. So I like to basically go study up, see how it was. Okay, what are the things that they do? And then I started crafting things in my head. What can I do better? Mm-hmm. What can we do to make this easier? They don't do this. We can do this. And that's how we set it off.
Yeah. Did you always was the intention always to start your own business? Like once you got into training?
Yep, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm unemployable, I say.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been through the corporate jobs back in the day. Again, good sales training, learned a lot of different things. I've been Hertz car manager stuff, GNC store manager, so the supplements. I was trying to get back into the health and fitness. So I was like, all right, let's do GNC. Sitting in a store for 40 hours a week gets kind of boring.
Yeah.
So, but I learned a lot about supplements.
Right.
Yeah, I was out at Eastlake. That one was pretty busy.
Okay.
And then rose to the ranks. And then I was like, hey, can I transfer to Tarpon? And then right now GNC as a company is not doing that good. So Vitamin Shop is kicking their butt, but
Oh,
that's
yeah?
a whole different story. But
Yeah.
I learned a lot about supplements, all the funny games that supplements play, the industry plays. They don't put enough dosages of certain things. So I just got to learn a lot, and helped me with what I do now.
Yeah. So let's talk about that a little bit. Like, what's your take on supplements? Like, are they important? Should we all be taking supplements of some kind, or does it depend on that individual?
So I think everyone should be taking some type of supplements, because if you're not having the perfect diet, we're not filling in those nutritional gaps, and we're going to have deficiencies in vitamins and minerals. Other things, if we're working out, we want to recover. If you're too sore from your Monday workout going into the next day or Wednesday, you're not going to push it as hard. So then you start to get relaxed and not push it, and that's not going to make the body adapt and change quicker, because now you're not pushing as hard because you're sore.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely think the tried and true ones, creatine, branched chain amino acids, whey protein isolate. I take pre-workout. Some people don't like caffeine. You can go stimulant free, but beta-alanine, taurine, all these things are going to increase endurance, bring up your aerobic capacity, meaning that we can go a little bit harder, a little longer, so we can get a little bit more out of each workout and improve your performance.
Mm-hmm.
Different things will help you focus. So yes, but the problem with the industry is they'll put the key things in there, but not enough dosage of it to actually give you the effect, because they're trying to save money on the margin. So they'll have all the key things, but not enough.
So, like, what would be an example of that?
Different pre-workouts. So
Okay.
they'll give you, creatine monohydrate. The superior form is going to be creatine HCl. Less bloating, less water retention. Less of it is going to get, you need less of it to get a bigger effect. So back in the day, I did monohydrate, but you had to like preload it for a few days to get in your system. And now they came out with HCl, which is way better than creatine monohydrate. But getting back to what you're saying, they're just putting the keywords on there, but they're not giving you effective dosages of these different things. So like the whey proteins, there was protein spiking, where they were tricking the different companies checking their products. They were putting nitrogen in it to spike up the protein levels, and the Muscle Farm got caught for that. Hundreds of millions of dollars they got in a lawsuit over it. They were tricking the customer. Hey, it's 25 grams of protein. It really wasn't, though. Not
Wow.
cool. So I like to stick with companies that are going to be no artificial dyes, no artificial sweeteners. If we're going to be taking this every day, we want it to be healthy.
Yeah.
So
That was kind of like what my thought behind it is. It's like, yeah, like, how do you verify what's in it? And I've seen that more often now, where it's like the third party testing.
Yes.
Like there's other, right?
informed, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
Like if you're someone that's a competitive athlete, a UFC fighter, something like that, and they're going to be testing you, you want to make sure the supplements you're putting in your body are certified, so you don't get in trouble for, I think, doping, they call it.
Yeah.
Sometimes people, these top athletes, boxers, they're not paying attention, and they take something, they go take their blood tests, and if it comes up anything, they'll disqualify them. Like
Right.
Ryan Garcia, that was one that came up. Did he do it intentionally? Did he not know? Who knows? Who really cares?
Yeah.
If you're going to be getting tested, let's be smart. Let's make sure what we're putting on our body is tried, proven, researched. It's not some new thing that came out. We want to make sure that this has been studied, researched, and proven to work.
Yeah. So supplements are okay.
Definitely.
And can someone
Clean supplements.
clean
Yeah.
supplements? Yeah. Can someone have like the perfect diet where they don't need supplements, or that's pretty challenging if you're like working out, exercising, right?
It's just going to be really hard to get all those vitamins and minerals in the perfect diet. No one's got a
Yeah,
perfect
'cause, like,
diet.
what
I
do
don't
you-
have a perfect diet, and
Yeah.
if you're really trying to go after it, and you're an athlete, or you're going to a bodybuilding show, or you're a runner, these things are going to make a big difference in the way you feel, the way you recover, and how you're going to perform on your race day.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely, even if my diet's pretty tip top, but I'm still taking a good $150 worth of supplements every month. So I wouldn't keep taking it over the last 15 years if it didn't work and I wasn't feeling a difference and seeing the gains.
What supplements are key for you? Protein, obviously, right?
Yeah, protein, a clean one, right? We want to make sure I like to take something that's pure. I don't want sucralose. I don't want gar gum and stuff, these different things, emulsifiers to get the consistency right, the taste. I don't want artificial anything. So now the brands are getting better at that because they're watching the market shift. But so whey isolate, a pre-workout, just gets me in the zone, helps the pump, this citrulline. It's going to like open up the blood veins. So it can think of it like US 19 traffic. We're all blocked up. When we take citrulline, it's going to clear the road for you, and we're going to get all the nutrients to the muscles faster, so you can feel better and perform better with your reps, get more reps. So what else? Fish oil, probiotics, multivitamin, joint health, post-workout recovery. So amino acids, creatine, betaine. It's all in one powder.
What's your go-to like company that makes the protein, like the whey isolate? Investing is extremely important, but it can also be somewhat confusing. With taxes, asset allocation, stocks, bonds, and funds, to know what to do with all this could be overwhelming. Jacob Wade is a financial coach and will work directly with you to put together a roadmap for your money, for life. Jacob has built a name for himself as a finance expert, and you can find his writings in places like Forbes Advisor, Money.com, Investopedia, and Time.com. But he has a passion for helping people create a clear and simple investment roadmap to buy back their time and retire with confidence. If you could use a financial coach on your team, then simply go to palmharborlocal.com/roadmap to book a call with Jacob today and see if hiring a financial coach could help you crush your 2025 goals. Don't wait to have that same feeling next year of not hitting your financial goals. Connect with Jacob today and let's make 2025 your best financial year yet.
Go-to right now, that's clean, unmatched. So it's Chris Gethin's company. He was with Cage Muscle. They had a falling out. They wanted to change formulas, dirtier products. He said, forget it. He launched his own company. And it's called Unmatched. So no artificial colors, dyes, no artificial sweeteners. Tried and true supplements are in there that have been backed in research, and even newer ones that are coming out that are showing a lot of promise, that they're kind of the cutting edge right now. So most people probably haven't heard of them, but they're in Vitamin Shop, and I like Unmatched. Their pre-workout's good. I like the protein, so it's a good brand. Definitely something to look at and compare to maybe the brand that you're already taking.
Like when you started training, did you start with like all the stuff you have now, supplements and the nutrition and all that? Did you do that from day one? Or? So
day one was basically probably some creatine monohydrate. I heard, all right, this is tried and proven for the last 50 years. Try that. Then a whey protein. It was probably whey protein concentrate. That's a lesser form. They say that it doesn't have that big of a difference being the pure isolate or the concentrate. As long as you're getting something in, it's rapid absorption, get into the body quicker. Like I tell people, they're like, oh, I'll just eat a meal after. I'm like, yeah, you're going to have a meal, but this protein is going to get in your bloodstream a lot quicker. It's going to start the recovery process faster than the food, which is going to take 3 to 6 hours to digest. So that's a lot longer process. We want to get this going quick. So we want to replenish that as well as glycogen, carbohydrates. So after the workout, you're going to be depleted. We want to get some carbs in. There's different carb powders you can do. They call it dextrose. The superior form is going to be cluster dextrin. It doesn't spike the insulin of your body, so it gives you a better response. We don't want to spike the insulin too much because it will make you store more body fat. This is a superior form. It's more expensive. A lot of people aren't using it in the companies and stuff because it's more money for them to make it. They're sticking to what's cheapest. So these are just little clever things. But for the most part, I would say just protein and creatine was the beginning phases when I was probably 15 years old starting. So, and I think that's what I've been doing, like creatine daily, and then protein like right up. So when you have protein, like after a workout, like you're done with the workout, have a protein right
shake.
away. I mean, they talk about this anabolic window. I think as long as you get it in within, hour, you're fine.
And then so the carbohydrate thing, I've been taking G1M Sport, like BPN supplements.
Yeah, I think they actually have cluster reduction.
Okay.
I know, I'm familiar with them. So
Yeah,
they're using the better formula as far as the carb source.
Yeah.
It's going to replenish you better, and it gives you like sustained energy better. So like if for a run, the cluster dextrin is very promising. I've actually been researching it a little heavy. They had like 7 swimmers use water, a blind test. So water, dextrose, and the cluster dextrin. The cluster dextrin showed 70% better results, and the swimmers didn't know. They didn't tell them. So that's huge.
Wow.
So I found out about that about maybe 10 years ago, and I use it on my runs when I'm really locked in for like a 5K coming up, and it's a big difference.
Yeah. What about like working out? So I like to work out in the morning, like first thing in the morning. Are you eating? I mean, especially if you're like waking up and then jumping into a workout, like basically as soon as you're up and dressed and stuff.
Yeah.
Are you eating something before? Should you be eating something?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So
I've been taking like the G1M Sport
before.
Yeah. Right? Like
I mean, it's at least it's giving you some carbohydrates and what electrolytes do.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's good. At least you're getting some kind of form of energy to get going. Because I know a lot of people in the morning, they're not prepared or they're not hungry. I think you'll feel better. Like the owner of the company, you'll see he's packs his food in his truck and he's doing it and he performs well. He's a good runner.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say I would want to eat something definitely because we're fasting through the night. We're sleeping. The body's recovering. You can't eat while you sleep unless you're special. So when you wake up, we're fasted. So we want to get some fuel in the tank so we can go perform better. Now, is it easy? No, but I think as long as you're getting something in, like it could be as easy as, depending on what we're doing, right? I would say if we're weightlifting, we could do a protein shake and a bagel, and you're on your way.
Okay.
Some protein,
so
some
protein
carb.
Before, protein and carbs.
Yeah,
before.
so we're getting something, and so we don't have to cook eggs or something.
Yeah.
If I need it fast, protein shake, bagel, let's roll.
Yeah.
Because the bagel is going to be a good 40 to 50 carbs. We've got enough energy for that part. Get the protein in, and you're done. So when clients tell me, I don't have time, okay, do this. This takes 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And if you tell me you still don't have time, then you just don't want to do this. So I can pretty much get rid of everyone's excuses because I've been doing this for a long time and give you strategies to solve all the problems, but really they're excuses.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard we were talking to someone recently and it was like, you'll find time if it's important to you.
Definitely.
You know,
what's your priority? What are you spending the most time on? Look at that in your life.
Yeah.
And you can start to really hone in on someone and what they're really all about. If you're always spending time at the bar, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's self-awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Some people I always tell people I want to put a camera on their head and watch what they're doing because they say, I've got no time. I'm busy. I'm like, okay, I don't know if I believe you because I got 3 kids running the business, and running a business, as you know, is 24/7. I'm getting all my workouts in. I'm on 75 hard right now. So that's 2 workouts a day. That's a whole nother talk, but there's time for it if you really want to do it.
Yeah, just cut all the other stuff out. That's not important.
Yeah, there's time.
Yeah.
How are we using our time?
That's huge, and I feel like that's something I try to focus on often. But it's so often it's too easy to get caught up in like just being busy and not being efficient with your time and stuff. Especially when it's just you and like you're holding yourself accountable.
Would you say that people are like, because it seems like everyone, hey, how are you? I'm just super busy. It's like it's a competition or something, like how busy someone is. Like,
yeah,
I'm just busy. I'm just super busy. I'm like, no, you're just probably inefficient.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of that. I think it's some of that's
there's
changing.
no reward for how busy you are. I'm trying to be effective and efficient.
Yeah.
I don't care how busy you are. Maybe you are. I've met some clients that they really are super busy, but there's somewhere in there they could tighten up, and they know that.
Yeah.
Because that's why they hired me.
And I think too, like the mindset around work and like, working hard and that sort of stuff, like, that's taken to the extreme sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think that's where that comes in, where people are like, oh, I'm so busy.
Yeah.
And that's like a pride thing. Like I have so much to do and I have this busy life or whatever. But, finding balance in life, I think that's been like a more really since like post-COVID, like like getting more sleep, right? And like how important sleep is for
Super important.
yeah, and finding balance in work and life and all that kind of stuff. And people have kind of like backed off the busy thing, but yeah, I feel like that we all, myself included, like there's always things you can do to be more efficient.
Yeah, and going back to kind of what you said about balance, I don't know. There's some balance, but it's not going to be this perfect balance of everything every day. And
it's different for everyone.
And it's different
too.
Seasons.
Yeah.
So like right now, I'm just going hard right now. And in a couple months, maybe it lightens up a little bit. But I like to stay busy. Because if I stay busy, I stay out of trouble. And I'm not talking about any bad trouble, but like I'm very locked into my goals, and I'm turning 37 coming up here in a couple days, so like time is going quick. I don't have time to sit and let's go watch football games. I stopped doing that 15 years ago, so like I don't know, I'm just after it. So balance, I don't know if I want balance. I'm just going after it.
Yeah.
If someone wants balance, that's fine, and everyone's different. I'm just kind of like, no, let's go.
Yeah. Have you always kind of been like that? Like focused and intentional, or is that like developed?
Starting running the business and stuff, and then when I first did 75 hard, like 4 years ago, the mindset changed. It really will change you up if you haven't done 75 hard. If you don't know about it, look it up. You can find it pretty much anywhere. But that changed a lot of things. My mindset. I'm like, wow, I can get all this done and be locked in for 75 days straight. I can be a lot more productive than I ever thought. And that's what it teaches you, I think, because I'm getting all my other stuff done plus this too. I'm like, wow. But I think people just tell themselves the story that, I don't have time to work out. I don't have time.
Yeah. Does it force you? Is it like forcing you to be efficient or like intentional with your time? And
both.
Because
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like my calendar is just, I'm planning out everything. All right, clients. All right, business at the library. We're going to do email, this. Like everything's listed out. And if I do a list, I knock it out. And like today was back to back to back to back. I'm like, all right, it's all right. It's coming up. Finish line's coming soon for the day.
Yeah.
And then wake up, do it all over again.
Yeah. Do you block out your calendar?
What do you mean?
Like you have time, like you block off every single thing you do for the day.
Yeah, even like, all right, I'm eating and I'm going to read right here.
Yeah.
I'm going to be at the library for 3 hours. I'm going to work on emails, social media stuff, new business ideas, strategies, networking. Like, yes.
Are you doing that the night before or the week before? Like
the week before.
You block off the whole...
Yeah, like when we talked, I said, I'm like, I don't go out that far.
That's too far out.
Yeah, so like Sunday I'll reach out to all the clients, set that scheduling up, and pretty much my schedule is pretty routine because a lot of people kind of stay within the same times. But yeah, it's like train clients. All right, here we're going to be at the library. Here we're going to go there. And it's pretty same, but it's just... I go hard, I would say... Well, right now I'm 75 hard, so it's every day. There's no day off with workouts. But Sunday, I don't have clients. I'm taking the day off as far as the business stuff as well. So 6 days a week, though, locked in pretty hard. But you can get so much done. Like, just because it's the weekend, everyone's, oh, we should take off. I'm like, that's fine, take off.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be light years ahead of you, So that's what I'm after, because soon I'll be 50, like, and all of a sudden I'll be like, oh, I wish I would have done more.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna run out soon.
Yeah.
And who knows when we go? Could be tonight.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
Right.
But I don't know. That's the perspective I'm at, and life's too short, so we got to go.
Yep. Get it done. Yeah. Accomplish what you want to accomplish, right? We might have already touched on this, right? But starting a business, like, is that like as a kid? So before 15, before you got into any of that, is being a business owner, is that something you always wanted to do?
No. After I went to college, kind of saw, wow, I'm going to be in all this student debt, and do I really want to do this? I got to listen to what they got to be here now. This is all you can make. If I run my own business, I can kind of do things the way I want. I can make as much money as I can produce. I like controlling my own destiny. I don't like people putting limits on me and telling me this is what you get. Your $50,000-$60,000 a year. This is it. Oh, you get health care and your 401k. And I'm like, I don't care about any of that, because I'm like, if I'm producing so much more, I can take care of what I need to do.
Yeah.
So no, I wouldn't say. I would say after.
So after college.
20. At like 20. Probably about 24, everything started shifting. In the last 5 years, has definitely been a big shift in about the mindset, being productive, go after it, go after your dreams.
Yeah.
Because like when you're a little kid and you're like, I want to be this, and everyone's, that's awesome, you can be that. And then as you grow up, I'm going to be this. Well, let's be more realistic.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
Because anyone that you remember in history went after it, and now we're talking to them 50 years, 100 years later about all their accomplishments. So
they didn't listen to the people that.
Yeah, I don't listen to anyone. I'm going to go, people used to tell me that personal training is just a hobby. We silence them now. I make you do better than them. So people say a lot of things, whether you're broke, you're rich, you're middle. I used to get picked on for being a fat middle schooler. Now I get picked on for being too in shape. So I just try to block it all out, stay focused, stay in my lane, and go after my goals, and don't let anyone stop me, even family members.
Yeah.
But, my wife's on board with it. Like I told her, I'm like, if you're going to hinder me on doing my goals, we're going to have to exit.
Yeah.
But she's on board, so we're cool.
So going back to it wasn't 2024, but you're 24 years old, like that year. Like what happened in that year? Like, is there something like you read a book or anything that like stood out to you that like transitioned your mindset?
Yes. So I was going to be a physical therapist assistant. I got through all the first year. On my last lab practical, did not pass. You're going to have to start all over, and then you're going to have to reapply. I waited 3 years on a waiting list to get into the program at SBC. And I was like, well, what do you mean I got to start over? You got to reapply and wait again. Oh, yeah, and by the way, you need to have like a 4.0 GPA now, because the class coming in, this is the new requirements.
Wow.
And then I started looking at what they're making, and now some of the kids that I was in class, they pass, and I hear what they're making, and I'm like, whew, thank God I didn't make it.
Yeah.
Because, let's just say it's not enough to live. There's no way. And with inflation and the way things are, it just would not be possible. 3 kids and would be on the streets.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for the failures. I learned from my failures, and school, I think, kind of teaches a lot of people to be scared of failure. I like to fail because I'm going to get better. I'm going to learn from it, and we're going to hit success eventually. Like baseball, we got to swing, right? You can't just sit and wait and wait and wait. You got to swing. We got to swing, and maybe we get a base run here, but there's one of them is going to be a home run. So that's what we're going after.
Did you, so the mindset around failure, is that something like you've always had or?
No, I grew into it from reading.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't a big reader in college. I read what I had to get through, memorize what I need to. But now I'm reading all these different entrepreneur books about companies, marketing books, just a ton, sales books, just learning. Keep learning. I think if you're not learning, you're dying. I want to keep learning new skill sets, and that shifted my mindset. And
what's been your favorite book so far?
Right now I'm currently reading Shoe Dog. So the book about Phil Knight starting Nike.
That's a good one.
Yeah, you read it?
I listened to the audio.
Yeah,
which
I highly recommend reading.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the rules actually with 75 Hard. You read your 10 pages a day, it's got to be read. And I kind of agree with them, because if I was listening in the car with the way people drive around here, I'm not going to be paying attention.
I do both. So like Shoe Dog, I think was like, it's like more of a story format, right?
It is.
Right. So I can do those ones on the audio, but most of the other books, it's like, I like having the physical copy of the book.
Another book, I would say, Outwitting the Devil.
Outwitting the Devil.
Yeah, you got to look that up if you haven't. That's a good one.
Okay. Who?
And I would read it. I would read it.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to look it up. It's very popular. It was written.
I feel like I've heard
in
of that
the 40s,
before.
so you probably have. It's a top one. What's the other one? How to Influence Friends or something, I think.
Yeah.
That's another one.
Yeah. How to Win Friends and Influence People, I think.
Yep, that's it. So I've read, doing the 75 Hard is what got me to start reading, really.
Crazy.
And I was like, all right, gotta do my reading. And I was like, I kind of like this.
Yeah.
And I haven't stopped. Even when I'm off program, I'm reading still.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's always entrepreneurship, marketing, sales, mindset stuff. I just like it now. And you learn a lot from these different books. And
Yeah.
I want to learn about the successes of these people,
Yeah.
So.
Did we talk about traction before? Like that's.
Yeah, I haven't read that one yet.
Okay.
Oh, another good one is E-Myth.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Good one. For someone like me, I want to control everything, and E-Myth teaches you that you're never going to grow your brand and your company into anything really big and massive without letting go and delegating and setting up people so you can succeed. I can't train all the people. I can't do all the marketing. I can't do everything. And that book really put it together. And then as I'm reading, I'm like, oh,
makes so much sense.
I get it. And I think you said traction's similar.
Yeah,
but
so traction will give you like the blueprint on how to do all that.
that one's on my list. I actually have a picture of it on my phone to read.
Yeah, so that one will, it goes through like, just from the beginning of the year, like setting your goals, like what are your core values of your business?
Yep.
Like, so you break all that down, you keep track of all that. You have a 5-year plan, 3-year plan, 1-year plan. And then it breaks it down to like quarterly meetings, weekly meetings, like what to talk about, how to structure the meetings. Like it goes into detail and all that stuff. So it's a lot, but, if you can like slowly implement it, and I mean, it's pretty cool.
Game changer for you.
Yeah. So it's kept me organized and focused on, just like what I want to accomplish, and it stays in front of you. So it's easy to keep track of. Yeah.
Yeah. Reading's huge for me now.
Yeah.
Never was, but it is for the last 5 years now.
75 hard. So 75 hard, you have to, 2 workouts a day.
Yep. I'll go through it. So 2 workouts per day, 45 minutes each. One's strength training inside and one's outside. It's got to be outside no matter the weather condition. Right? If there's a hurricane, tornado, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But so, and then you got to take a progress pick every day. No cheat meals, no alcohol, gallon of water a day. Yep. That's a hard one for a lot of people.
That's hard. I have that gallon Yeti, and I started carrying that with me now because it just reminds me, to drink more. But
that's a big one for people.
That's a lot. It's a lot of water.
Yeah, but I feel way better.
Yeah.
The weight drops and all that. It's not about losing weight. This program's not about losing weight. Some people get that confused, and then people want to change the program to make it easier for them. I'm like, you're missing the whole point.
Yeah.
Okay, that's like someone coming into my business and trying to change what I'm telling them to do. Then you can go ahead and leave because it's not going to work out.
Yeah.
So if you do this for 75 days straight, it will change you for sure.
Yeah.
And if you cheat yourself, you're only like, if you cheat and like, oh, no one knows, it's just me.
Yeah.
I tried that before, and then like a day later, I failed anyway.
Yeah.
So I missed the water or something. I missed the progress pick like an idiot. But I bought their little app, so I have a checklist.
Okay.
So I'm checking it off. Boom, boom, boom. We did that. Oh yeah, you got to follow a diet. So you're not just eating clean. You're following macros. I do macro based. I want to know exactly, specifically how much protein, fats, and carbs that I need to eat each day, and I'm tracking it in our app to get the results that I'm looking for. And when you do that, track by macros, you're gonna have a lot better success instead of just, I eat clean. Like people, oh, I eat clean. Okay, let's talk about that. What'd you eat for breakfast? Nothing. Okay, that's a bad start.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are always under eating. They're not getting enough protein in. They're always hungry and munching for carbs because they're not getting enough protein. When they get on our diet that we will customize for you based off your height, your weight, your activity, your goals, male or female, you will definitely not be hungry.
Yeah.
And even in a deficit, people will be like, this is a lot of food. And I'm like, just follow me here, all right?
Yeah.
It's going to work.
Yeah.
All right? Because everyone wants to, as soon as they sign up, they want to start doing their own thing. I'm like, no, this is not.
Just stick with it.
Stick with it.
Yeah.
You said you were going to follow. Let's do it. And it works.
Yeah.
If they stay with it.
When I started tracking, like most recently, and when I was lifting and stuff, like I realized like my protein intake was way low for the norm. So like what is, for someone who's like, okay, maybe I should start tracking, or I want to see where I'm at. Like what are what's like a baseline like what, that people should be at? Like, I guess let's do macro wise because that's probably the easiest, right? Carbs, proteins, fats.
Easy thing would be, so there's two different ways. You could do it off your body weight or your lean body mass. So that means taking off all the fat off your body. Like on my scale, like when we weigh people, I'll say your lean body mass is X, Y, and Z. Like mine right now is, I'm like a $172. And then my lean body mass is 148. So you would base your protein 1.2 grams per pound of lean body mass. So that puts me at roughly around, I think, 170 something. Carbs is around the same, and the fat is 0.3. The fat's pretty low because this is a deficit plan, like to lose fat. It's definitely working. I haven't been this lean in the last 5 years. But granted, I'm doing 2 workouts a day. It definitely helps get you there. Yeah. But yeah, a good starting point, I would say anywhere between 1 gram to 1.5, depending on how hard are we working out. Are we going 3 days a week, casual gym goer? It's going to be highly dependent on how hard are we going? What are we looking to do? If you're just looking to get into it, I would, pretty easy math, 1 gram per pound of body weight is going to be a good place to start. When you want to start honing in on a different thing and get a little more sophisticated, hire me and I'll tell you exactly what to do.
So speaking of that, like how can people get more information about like your program, like what you do and that sort of stuff? Yeah,
so our website, naturallydrivenfitness.com. You can click the top link, get a free consultation. We'll bring you in, show you kind of a test drive, I call it. Come take a test drive. We'll go through a whole body assessment. A lot of trainers skip that part. They're just going to try to show you some savvy workout and impress you with that. I need to see where you're at, get a baseline, where your core strength is, lower body strength. Can you do an overhead squat test without compensating? Stuff like that. I want to get a baseline so we can then build the plan off of where are we weak at, where are we strong at, so we can actually build a plan that's designed off you. But on all social media, it's naturallydrivenfitness.com. We're on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. It's all Naturally Driven Fitness on all those. We wanted to keep it,
simple,
aligned with all the different platforms and not try to change it up. But yeah, that's the best way to reach out is definitely go to the website. You'll fill out a health little form. We want to learn about what you're doing. And then I want to see if you're the right person to work with us, because everyone wants to lose weight, but there's only the select few that are really going to do what it takes to get to the goals. And I don't have time to waste, and I don't want to dilute my brand, I call it, because I get paid to transform people's lives. I don't want to take people in. I don't care how much money they're paying me. I want people that are going to come in, do what I'm going to tell them, change their life, get the results, and then they walk around and they're a walking billboard for me. And that's how we get business, referrals, word of mouth. People see you change your life, and they're like, what did you do? And that's what we do.
And then they feel so much better at the end of the day, right?
Definitely. The guy's only been with me 2 weeks. I've had a couple new people sign up. So he said, feeling better, my cognitive and at work, I feel more focused. And people just think, this is how I'm supposed to feel. Like I'm older. I'm turning 37 and I'm going quick on my mile pace right now. Like I'm doing great and feel great. You can feel better. You're just Americans, unfortunately, they're not exercising. Their mindset sucks. And they're kind of poisoning their bodies with the alcohol and the foods that they're eating. And then when they clean it all up, they feel the big difference. And then they go, it's like a light. Whoa, light bulb goes off. Oh, I see.
Right.
But to each their own, right? You got to have the self-awareness to say, I need to change and take a step and reach out to a professional and get the help. Because you could do it all by yourself and research it, but I'm going to give you the quick path, fast, and we can get you there so much quicker. So that's what I'm about, is I want to get you there quicker, it's faster, safer, and basically put you through like a college course of learning how all this works together. And you don't got to figure it all out on your own, because there's too much crap on the internet and it confuses people.
Like just with nutrition alone, like that's a whole nother conversation, I feel like, but just figuring that out. It could be.
We might have to come back. Keto, carnivore, this, that, low carb. I like a balanced diet. I don't want to cut out, because the carbs aren't the problem. It's the type of carbs, and people aren't exercising.
Right. And even like the fitness stuff now too, like there's so many different like styles,
workout styles, yeah.
Right. Like what's good for you, what, you know, yeah.
CrossFit and bodybuilding and this.
Yeah.
I like to, it's got to be based off the client's goals, you know, like when a client comes in, not every workout's going to be the same.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be.
Yeah, exactly. So, everyone's different.
And we don't have to run 10 miles a day and do 2,000 burpees to lose weight. I can show you a sustainable way that's going to keep you healthy, and not injury-free is key as we get older. Yeah. And something that you enjoy. If you hate doing what you're doing, like a diet or the workout, you're probably not going to stay on it long. I'm going to teach you how to do it sustainably forever.
That's true. One of the, I think Marcus Philly is his name. I think if I said that correctly, like that's the workout program that I've been following. Mm-hmm. And he says on there, like in the beginning, like when you're just starting out, like don't like burn yourself out in those first few weeks or whatever.
Yep.
Like leave more on the table. People do that
all the time.
Because then you're going to be, I feel good. And you're going to be excited to come back and like, I want more. So I think that's a key of like, and that's something I've tried to adapt in my workouts, like being okay with like not completing the workout, right? Because you know, sometimes like time constraints or whatever in the morning, or I wake up a little bit late or something happens.
Don't try to go too hard. You know, some people are, I'm going to go run 3 miles. I'm like, no, you don't need to.
Yeah.
And then they're really sore, and then
they don't work out for the rest of the week.
Unfortunately, these people, they usually fall off.
Yeah.
So just take it easy, figure out your goals, and you don't have to go as crazy as you think to lose weight. It's really going to be, what information are you getting? Is the information correct? Do we have the right foundation?
Yeah.
I'm big on form. So I want to teach you the right way in everything. And then you tell me your goals and we'll get you there. So.
Yeah. I love it, man. I appreciate you being here, coming back for round 2. We'll have to do it again.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yep.